Sometimes the smallest moments change the biggest hearts. And sometimes, the quietest acts of kindness come from the most unexpected people. This story begins on a warm morning when a royal guard, known for his strict discipline and stone-cold face, met a little girl who carried a smile brighter than the sun. What happened in the next few minutes touched not only the guard's life but everyone who witnessed it. And today, it might touch yours too, but before we begin this emotional journey, make sure to subscribe to Trendmasters US, hit the like button, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your support helps us bring more heartfelt stories that inspire kindness, courage, and hope. The story: in a peaceful kingdom surrounded by tall mountains and wide, open fields, lived a royal guard named Sir Alden. He was known everywhere for his discipline. He never moved out of formation, never spoke while on duty, and never let emotions touch him. His job was simple but serious: protect the king and stand proudly at the palace gates. Every morning, tourists, villagers, and travelers walked through the palace courtyard. They admired the bright flags, the shining armor of the guards, and the golden gates that glowed in the sun. But Sir Alden never paid attention. His eyes remained forward, expression still, heart steady. That was his way of serving the kingdom. One afternoon, while children laughed and families took pictures, a little girl named Emily walked into the courtyard with her mother. Emily was 7 years old, cheerful, curious, and full of life. She held a tiny bouquet of wildflowers, bright yellow, soft white, and light purple. She had picked them on the way, humming happily as she skipped along the cobblestone path. Emily didn't know anything about strict rules, royal traditions, or the seriousness of guards. She only knew one thing: she loved giving flowers to people who looked like they needed a smile, and to her, Sir Alden looked like he needed one the most. She walked up slowly, her tiny shoes tapping softly on the stones. The crowd whispered, surprised to see a child approach a royal guard. Even her mother tried to gently call her back. But Emily kept moving forward, her eyes shining with innocence and kindness. Sir Alden stood still as always, but something inside him tightened when he saw the small shadow stop at his feet. Emily looked up at him with a warm smile and lifted her hand, offering the bouquet. "These are for you," she said softly. "You look like someone who could use a little happy today." The courtyard fell silent. Sir Alden's training screamed at him to stay still. No movement. No expression. No response, but Emily's kindness was louder than any rule. For the first time in years, his fingers twitched. His eyes softened. And then, breaking every rule he had followed since his first day, he slowly bent down and accepted the flowers. The crowd gasped. Some people even lifted their phones to record the moment. Sir Alden looked into Emily's eyes, and for a second, the cold wall around his heart cracked. He whispered just one word, barely loud enough to hear: "Thank you." Emily giggled, happy to see him smile, even just a little. She skipped back to her mother, who hugged her tightly. The moment lasted only a few seconds, but its impact lasted much longer. From that day on, people noticed something different about Sir Alden. His posture was still perfect, and he still took his duties seriously. But his eyes had a new warmth. He seemed more human, more alive. And sometimes, when children passed by, he offered a quiet, gentle nod, something he had never done before. When the king heard about what had happened that day, he asked to meet Emily. He thanked her for reminding everyone, especially his guards, that strength doesn't always come from being tough. Sometimes, it comes from being kind. And Sir Alden placed Emily's bouquet in a small glass jar beside his bed, where it stayed until the last petal faded. It became a reminder that kindness, even in the smallest form, has the power to soften the hardest hearts. Conclusion: in a world where everyone is rushing, worrying, and trying to stay strong, a simple act of kindness can create ripples we never expect. Just like Emily's tiny bouquet, your kindness might change someone's entire day, or even their entire life. So next time you see someone who looks like they carry a heavy heart, offer a smile, a kind word, or even a small gesture. Because kindness is the one gift we can all afford to give, and it never runs out. If you'd like, I can also create YouTube SEO description, tags, hashtags,